Welcome to the Universe Streams channel. I'm Anna. Thank you for your likes, comments, subscriptions, and for your help and support of this channel. I am deeply grateful to you. Today, we will read a spread on the topic of turning points of fate. First, we will do a signification to see what comes up. These are certain points in your destiny that you can recognize right now. Yes, they changed my life in some way, they influenced my life. And today, let's see if there are any turning points of fate here, moments that you realize, yes, they are changing your destiny. There are. Let's see how it all happens, and then we'll naturally ask if there will be more. If there will be more in the foreseeable future, that's how it is. Maybe it will show something. A turning point doesn't necessarily break us. It just means that maybe one period ends and another begins. It doesn't necessarily mean that we break down and don't like it all. Sometimes we break our own lives ourselves. We worked at an important place, decided to leave for another job, move to another country, or get married in a good way. Or, for example, you studied to be a lawyer and decided to retrain as a manager. That changes your fate. It creates a before and after. That's how it is. Let's just see what happens. The signification shows you your life. This is still a general reading, and the signification in general readings is needed so that you can understand whether it's about you. If you see, yes, this happened in my life, and at the moment, turning points of fate will show themselves, and for the future as well. So for you, it's clear then. This is a general reading for most people. Yes, it is general. Several thousand women and men are watching. Yes, in some ways you are similar. In some ways your lives are alike. Yes, then. Yes, in general. It's like the average situation. Yes, this will be yours. But sometimes it doesn't resonate. It happens very often. After all, this isn't a personal reading. Well, then maybe you just have completely different turning points. Most often, I'll tell you how it resonates. About 60 to 80%. In general readings, it's not always 100% accurate, although sometimes it is, and that happens often too. But usually it's somewhere between 60 and 80%. Some parts resonate, some don't, but you get the general idea, yes, the overall vibe. When you look at the forecast, you say, yes, this really is about me. But that's how predictions work. If they always worked 100% for everyone, then somewhere in the government, well, actually, even in the government, at the highest level, yes, the highest leadership, presidents, and before that, kings and queens, monarchs, they always had their own fortune tellers. So, well, it always works like this. Kind of in waves, you need to understand that. So, look, we're looking at you. We're looking at your past. The turning points from your past. This is exactly where there should be resonance. Wardrobe right here. Here, right here. Well, it can directly show that kindergarten has already become a turning point. Well, garden means a garden. Maybe kindergarten was a turning point. Maybe a garden. Maybe you went somewhere to a garden. Garden. Something grew there. A vision of some kind of beauty. Kindergarten or in the garden? In the garden? Maybe you, well, I don't know. Maybe your parents took you somewhere beautiful. A garden is a beautiful, blooming place. Maybe a recreation area. You went somewhere, and that's where this feeling grew. Maybe you even visited your grandmother who had a garden. Beautiful flowers, and you drew them right here. Something sprouted. Maybe you had a very beautiful garden under your window, or maybe you drew something beautiful in kindergarten. And not only that, you also told someone about some kind of beauty. Actually, this card says that you have, well, of course I need to reveal it, but I feel more. For some reason, the childhood period stands out more. Well, yes. If we look at the past, yes. And when the garden card comes up, the word itself suggests children garden. Yes, like kindergarten. The word garden just pops into my head. And here it has sprouted as well. Look, here there's a chakra hanging on the heart chakra. Love is hanging here? Yes. It's a symbol. Well, a pink pendant in the shape of a heart. It symbolizes love. Love has sprouted. And next to it is a sword. So as a child, the child could already somehow express and show this love for the world. I don't know. Not only did you maybe speak beautifully, sing beautifully, I don't know. Maybe you were sent to a music school, or you danced beautifully in kindergarten. Often children are involved in these things, right? Maybe music, maybe choreography, or something else. Well, somehow you shared the beauty of your soul. Maybe you had a girlfriend or a friend where you shared the beauty of your soul. Or maybe, like in childhood when kids make all sorts of pretty little secrets. They make secrets and show them, right? They show them, like, let's find it. Yes, there's some kind of beauty in it. Well, it's still connected to beauty. Maybe you had a friend, a girlfriend, or someone like that. You need to open up. In general, you need to open up. Let me take another deck. I'm shuffling the deck. I'm getting a rather young age. Moreover, the 15th arcana is actually a symbol of the earth. You saw earthly beauty in general, and the 15th arcana is a resource, meaning you have awakened the resource of love for earthly beauty. Maybe you fell in love with someone for the first time. You learned to show your love to the world. I don't know. To your parents, to your grandmother. Care is born in the earthly element, just like how adults take care of seedlings. Maybe you have already started to show care for someone? Let's ask this way. Oh, what warmth, sunshine. This is really childhood. Your son, this is a truly radiant, smiling child. You have learned to show someone the warmth of your soul. And really, maybe you were even sent to your grandmother's place for vacation? Well, actually, yes. Kindergarten is also considered a vacation. Maybe you didn't go to sleep, on the contrary, and there they let you stay up? You drew something there? Ooh, the sun. The sun doesn't go to rest, right? It shines, a radiant child, so warm and caring. The sun is very energetic. By the way, it seems like there's a lot of energy. Maybe you woke up really early? Oh. Another card fell. Just wait a moment. I couldn't hold on to it. It flew down somewhere. And I can't see it. It's really dark under the table. Cards keep falling out of my hands. I should probably put some kind of light there. Yes, the Two of Cups has awakened. Look, what has awakened for you, lovers? I wouldn't be surprised if you liked someone, maybe some actor, or someone you liked back in kindergarten. You noticed people's beauty early on, I don't know. Maybe you even started drawing them back then. Basically, your heart is all about love. Honestly, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if you fell in love at a very young age and were already able to express that beauty both on paper and in words. And it's hard, as if you want both this and that. You were such a curious little sunshine, really. So good-natured and open. The sun is open and open to everyone, after all. I openly expressed something there. To my mom, my dad, I don't know, at kindergarten, to the kids, or something like that. And I just can't choose. Which one is better? Which one is prettier? I want to go for a walk, and I want to go with them too. And here, I just unconsciously, naturally, picked up this deck. Just the one that was at hand. Here there's a magical story. And here it's some kind of family story, or maybe a magical story. Well, in general, it's something unusual. You started to feel drawn in, and you also noticed in yourself that here is the card. The girl is looking at herself. Boys, excuse me, but fewer of you look at yourselves. But you do turn your attention to yourselves. We have strong logic, and intuition as well. Since you were drawn here, boys are drawn here with strong intuition. Boys without intuition, without intuitive feeling, are not attracted to the esoteric channel. On the contrary, they often say that none of this exists, and they usually don't believe in God either. And all intuitives, if you're not an intuitive, you basically wouldn't be here. Here's another card. Yes, notice something unusual in yourself, that you are drawn to something unusual. Maybe even when someone, I don't know, like I said, when an actor, well, stars are often mentioned, right? The sun is a star. Maybe there were some people, well, people who are in the spotlight on television, right? That you liked. Maybe you felt that you were unusual. For example, you shouldn't fall in love with some actor or something like that. Well, there's something unusual about you. Here, you definitely noticed that looking at yourself, you liked it. I'll say it right away. You liked it. Well, you preferred not to say thank you. You say something mind-blowing. My mind didn't work the same way as others at all. You noticed it, but no one prefers to talk about the tower. Tower, yes, the tower. Maybe even if you told someone, I think you understood that you couldn't. Because it's also important to clearly understand, to be aware of what I like, what I don't like, or what I can't tell other people. You know, well, here, of course, it's written in a very basic way. A man with a woman. You can't talk about that, right? So maybe you realized at a young age where this was leading, since back then there wasn't much education about it in school, right? And it's like you, maybe, learned about love and the physical side of that love, the 15th arcana, the physical side of love, quite early. I hope that no one ever bothered you. I'll say that right away. Maybe you saw or heard things like that it's better not to get involved in such things at a young age? Well, in general, did you know something that it's better not to talk about at all? It's possible, for example, that someone might have already, well, caused you some kind of stress. Maybe you saw something like that somewhere. Well, look, before it wasn't really, not on television. Now there's a lot of true crime, right? They show it, and even prepare kids for it in schools. There was some topic that was under pressure. It was in your head, as if you understood it, that it was just too early. I think you realized that the world depends on this. And in order not to depend on, I don't know, on money, on big things, on real estate, on people's strange displays of love. As if there's something a little dirty in the beauty of this world, and it's better not to talk about it. Well, maybe, yes, there could be some magical stories here too, some mind-blowing ones, but it's better not to talk about them, otherwise I'll become dependent. And in general, it's like the beauty of this world. It's always somehow dependent on some kind of stress. Maybe people you loved, something happened to them, some kind of stress at a young age, or because of a man or an old man. Elder means old man. Thank you. Maybe a loved one died. The body was destroyed. You saw it. Or maybe it was some kind of stress. Thank you. Got sick with something. Maybe something happened. You felt drawn somewhere. An old man, an elder. Some old man. Thank you. Well, you felt drawn, thank you. To gain some knowledge. I don't know. It's just said so simply here and you received it. Well, this is called getting knowledge from some elderly person. Maybe family knowledge. To receive knowledge. Knowledge and keep it to yourself. It's called All right. Well, anyway, it's still a good story. It's just that the map is kind of strange. Well, yeah, the turning point too. Something broke. Yes, something broke. Well, anyway, it's a moment about the moon. I don't know if it's worth going there or not. You realized something very early and understood that people depend on it. Maybe it's secret knowledge, magical, that was passed to you through the moon. And through the moon, actually, through feminine energy. That's how it's usually passed on. But for some reason, they showed a man there. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Some kind of nourishment? Yes, some kind of nourishment. You were nourished by some psychological emotions that made you think you shouldn't talk about this, that it's better to keep quiet about it. People are drawn to this. People depend on this. Well, just like people depend on the moon or on alcohol. Maybe alcohol too, yes. The moon, food, psychology. Men depend on women. Maybe you can do something careless, like that, with love. And that's it. The same magic, yes, attracts everything mysterious and incomprehensible. It attracts and can cause stress. In general, you understand that the whole world depends on this. Well, just like men are unconsciously attracted to women, and if they're drunk, then you really need to be careful with them. Here, it's either stress or something else. Or maybe you've inherited some kind of gift. That was really a turning point. But it was like you were being born again, with a new understanding that the world depends on you. And this is a painful topic. If you don't understand it, you could end up suffering because of it. And you started to open up. As I understand, you didn't say everything, because the Four of Swords means not saying everything. Well, was someone really sick, like actually ill? Someone in your family? Thank you. Was ill, well, or if it was you, then definitely not to say or show something. Thank you. Or yes, there will be a broken heart. If I show it, there will be some kind of broken heart. Probably I should stay silent. Put a period, well, so that society accepts it. That's how I understand it. Well, yes, I only show what people value, and they can't understand the rest, and they might devalue it. That's the story. On the contrary, I always end up in a complicated situation. So, was your first turning point when you started to keep things to yourself? And to develop an understanding that, well, there are people who just won't understand, and there's nothing you can do about it. There is this earthly world that really breaks people. Oh, the devil appears here. There are certain addictions, and everyone here, well, everyone is dependent on this earthly world. For example, we can't fly. Yes! Or, well, maybe later you found out that there are, well, like dreams. Yes! For example, according to the moon. Lucid ones. Maybe you saw something in your dreams? The deceased came. Yes, look here. Those who don't have a material body. Those are the souls that were drawn to you. Maybe you saw something immaterial. And, for example, it was believed that a child, well, like a person, yes, a woman can fly. But she really can fly. Out-of-body experiences, yes, they exist. Controlled ones. It's really possible. Yes, well, yes. We still depend on the body, but emotions, awareness, feelings, they can move just like souls do. Maybe you really like a man died and you saw him in a dream. Well, that's one option. Or maybe you saw something supernatural, like you saw something supernatural related to the devil. It depends on many people, you know. Some people just don't see it. They don't have the vision. Many people don't see this. Well, yes. Basically, you have to keep quiet so that society accepts you. Your vision is closed off from others. Maybe it's something paranormal after all. Not everyone will go there according to the moon. People are afraid, yes. When the moon showed up there, people were afraid to go there. In the past, Witches were burned at the stake. They were broken. Yes, they were burned, so it's better to keep quiet. Did you have such a turning point? Well, I hope no drunk men bothered you. That can happen here too. But I hope it didn't happen. That's, well, the moon. Alcohol can reveal some addicts. It can show you situations where you thought no one would believe you, but they actually do. I hope no adult has ever gone through that, but it's possible that for some people, in a small percentage of cases, it could happen. But I hope that none of you have ever experienced that horror. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, the turning points in your life, the ones you know about and understand, what are they? I hope that there was just some kind of beauty here. Well, for example, it's impossible. Everyone depends on finances. I can sing, I can do something else, or create masterpiece stories. But everything comes down to money. And my family, well, like the devil, for example, it all comes down to money, like big finances. And they can't send me to some school. I can't become a famous singer, because you need a lot of money. Yes, that can happen. It's probably better that way. Was there any other turning point in your life? Any kind of turning point? It's not even a big chance. It's called a chance. A small chance. Either someone helped you or you helped someone, and your life took a completely different path. Here, it already feels like a friend, most likely. Either your friend helped you with something, calmed you down, supported you, or you helped. Maybe it was both ways, like two souls drawn to each other. And it kind of seems like nonsense to you, maybe, but it's actually a big chance to change your destiny. And from that moment on, higher powers started helping you. You understood someone, and someone else understood you. And this just creates a feedback loop with higher powers. I'm telling you right away, usually, yes. If we give someone support, I don't know, maybe you. It's a chance, a chance. A chance to show, for example, your esoteric abilities. Did you ever have to hide them? But here, for example, you showed psychological support in human relationships. This is most likely that teenage age, the most difficult transitional one. Maybe you helped someone with your mom to understand, yes, like you played the moon, like you played a psychologist, and most likely, someone helped you too. And you were able to cross some line and understand. You were like emotional support for someone, maybe even helped your mom. Why not? The moon came up, but it's still a psychologist. That is, you closed off what is scary there? Yes, what society does not accept. It's better not to talk about it, but you gave support. Maybe a friend had a child very early here, maybe also according to the moon. Or you gave birth. Well, in any case, psychological support is provided here. And it's powerful. It's a powerful story where you feel the souls of other people who are struggling with addiction. Editor. Maybe you've even started telling someone about it already? And someone said, well, someone believed, look, the 15th arcana, here it is. Your resource has started to seep through a little bit. And on the path of life, the higher powers started helping you because you helped someone get through difficult moments, at least psychologically, and maybe even financially, because money is also material after all. Maybe you suddenly got some money somewhere. Maybe you found a way to earn a little extra. Or maybe you received some gifts. Well, something started happening for you materially because you supported someone, and now it's all starting to come together. What the earth can give. A blooming garden where you can relax, where your soul can rest. This is also a turning point, but it just comes as a little chance, and you took it, and now you're protected on earth. It's like an umbrella, right? an umbrella of protection from higher powers, because you started using your big talent, understanding, seeing beauty, souls, maybe in other people, that they can also be beautiful and can also suffer. On this earth, everyone depends. That's what you realized? Everyone depends on this material world. It's hard without money, without. If someone maybe even rapes you or breaks your body, your mind, that people can end up homeless, sometimes, maybe, some kind of violence, really, psychological or physical, someone might have to endure. Well, basically, you became like an umbrella, and higher powers started helping you because of that too. It's so interesting. This isn't a single moment, but rather an opportunity and a turning point. You took the chance to show yourself, and that's it. And from there, your garden started, your growth began. Thank you. What kind of turning point is that? Maybe you were ashamed of something? Or what was it? Let's see. To be continued. This card says that for a long time, maybe you couldn't forgive yourself for something. This is you. Oh, I accidentally pulled out 2 cards. There could be other people here too, by the way. Maybe there was someone you couldn't forgive for a long time, and you ended up alone. Well, right here. Maybe you said something really unpleasant to someone, or maybe someone said something really unpleasant to you. This is the past you couldn't let go for a long time. You did something that you're ashamed of. Well, I don't know if you talked to anyone about it or not, but after that, there was a turning point. Now I'll draw one more card for complete happiness. Yes, you learned how to be alone. But there was a moment that led to this, one that made you feel ashamed. And then you gave it up. And the card also says that this is just a chance. This is a chance. Take a chance. And this is make a chance. And you did it with your own hands. You gave something up. Well, maybe when you were young, in your teenage years, or when you were a young girl. When you were young, you did something. Subtitles by Dimitar Zak. I don't know, in general, did you give it up? Then you look back, cut it off. But you probably couldn't forget it for a long time. Thank you for watching. Maybe you used your magical abilities somehow, well, to influence others. Maybe you started using your beauty as a woman because you were such a beautiful young girl. Maybe you started using, well, men? I don't know. The card actually says that you shouldn't have blamed yourself for anything here. There's really no fault of yours at all. Look, yes, here's a girl sitting and crying about something, but she doesn't say anything for a long time. There's really no fault of yours here. This is what's called empty. You blamed yourself for something that wasn't yours. Maybe that's why you gave up. Well, yeah.
Может быть, и поэтому и отказались потом.
You realize that you shouldn't blame yourself for something. It's not my fault. Maybe someone tried to blame you. You're bad. You're not like everyone else. But you realized a long time ago that you're not like everyone else. And some people are even worse. Maybe you just stopped communicating with someone. Well, here. Or maybe you should remove something of your own. But look, even if someone is coming at you, someone said that you're not like that. Someone wanted to get ahead at your expense, to elevate themselves, to devalue you. You still need to accept and get rid of this feeling inside yourself. Maybe someone nurtured this feeling in you, but you still need to get rid of it. And here's the biggest thing. Look, a new path began after that. As soon as you stopped listening to those jerks, maybe so you wouldn't end up thinking, I'm not like that. Nothing will work out for me. You started relying on yourself, That's a kind of new growth. The princess started to grow, and again, the sun began to shine. And again, there was a period here, and the sun shone again. And you allowed yourself to be, maybe, not like everyone else. Maybe you wanted that. That's how you broke free from some kind of social group. Clearly, those who wanted to suppress your identity, your desires. Maybe things like, oh, you can't do that. I don't know who wanted to suppress you here, but you became a princess and on your own path. That is, you defended yourself and said, yes, yes, and I don't care. And then you thought, can I even do it alone without you? Maybe you left, separation. Maybe there was something with your parents. Well, I hope it was a good one. Maybe you got married early too and blamed yourself. Like, why did you do that back then? There could have been a divorce or a breakup, or maybe there was no marriage at all. Yeah, well, I don't know. It just shows here that I can manage without you. And it's like the joy started right away. This is some kind of past where I can... Well, I think you were still young then? Or was it because of the sunshine? Often a person stays young until late in life. Because I want to say the following. What is happening now, it can't be, unless you are really young, watching me. Well, for me, even 40 years old is young. You became a secret priestess. You accepted some knowledge, embraced some uniqueness within yourself, studied yourself, and maybe even started to receive some secret knowledge. So you agreed that I can be the way I am. That's how I was born. Remember, everyone here was studying themselves. There was the moon, the moon, the moon, the sun, a bright person. And you won't become a secret priestess until you study yourself, learn some knowledge, and study what exists. These people are unusual too. And your sun started burning again. And did you forbid yourself for a certain period and even scold yourself? Maybe you didn't express yourself somehow. Maybe in relationships with some people you didn't express yourself. You allowed others to blame you for something. Maybe you didn't save someone. So if you yourself, yes, had a premonition that the person would die, I don't know, that the person would get sick, that something bad would happen to them, but you didn't activate your inner priestess. That option is possible too, maybe. Thank you. You didn't get any result, as they say. But this card could have protected either finances, and significant ones at that. You see, there's a young woman sitting here. She has checks, bonds, documents in front of her, and she says, if I had believed in myself more, I would have saved all of this. But here, maybe it's not even about a person, but you lost finances, maybe even some real estate. Here are the signed documents. Maybe you got married, not? Not listening to your intuition. That's why here it says, I can be on my own. Thank you. Let's look at it in a positive way. If you didn't save someone, didn't help someone, yes, you feel ashamed. You can't forgive yourself. It's called, I can't forgive myself. And then you let go, thank you. As if you took on someone else's guilt, some unbearable burden, onto yourself. That's what I can do. You shouldn't. The thought that I lost something because of my fault, Well, there's a man standing behind me. Two kinds of happiness in two places. I could have saved it. And so we looked at the bad things for a long time. What you didn't do for your partner, specifically with someone you interacted with. Did? She says. Maybe I could have clarified something, saved, I don't know, warmed, comforted, clarified. Well, about money. It's clear it's the partner's money. I could have clarified, or the partner could have. You're taking some guilt upon yourself. I could have, but you can't take responsibility for another person's actions. Everyone has their own path and purpose, but you've already realized that because you've changed, you've made some changes in yourself, you don't do that anymore. But when it comes to other people, well, those are other people. For some reason, the emperor comes up here, someone who has power, and a reversed emperor is a tyrant. That's tyrannical power. Those are the ones who only pursue their own strategic goals. Moreover, it means there's some powerful person here. A very smart emperor, yes. Some kind of empire. Maybe they were dragging people in. If these are other people, negativity, and you, yes, you yourself are like that too. Why did I know that here I could get into negativity, lose money or lose something? I don't know. Even real estate, by the way, about the emperor. Someone strategically. Well, it's either someone in power, so it's a generalized moment, yes, like presidents, I don't know, or the owner of the corporation where I worked, yes, or someone even married a tyrant, for example, married someone like that. You blamed yourself afterwards, but that person just took everything from you, literally took it all. Thank you. A psychopath. I don't know, some very calculating logician. Well, you know, psychopaths don't yell. They don't attack like crazy people. It's something completely different. It's when there are no feelings and only logic works, just to take control over others. By the way, people like that are the ones who actually seek power, and they manage things very well. If only they could be guided in a positive, well-being direction, yes. But if no one guides them, they often just use other people. For selfish purposes. To achieve something, well, to build their own empire so that everyone worships this person. For some, it's just that you happen to meet such a person, and you can't forgive yourself. For others, it's those who were stronger than you, I don't know, authoritative people, very calculating, cunning. And this is where the turning point happens. And you say, I will not submit to this. Sometimes moving means, for example, the opposite, right? The authorities have no power, yes, like the emperor, or something hyper authoritative, like tyrants, tyranny, or on the contrary, the authorities can't do anything. And, for example, there is rampant bureaucracy, theft within the government system, yes, they can't stop crime. It's scary, and you just replace one authority with another, meaning you say, I can do without you. I'll solve this problem myself. If you can't govern the country, I'll move to another country. Find other authorities? Well, the ones that are more favorable. Yes, everything is clear there. It's all clarified. And the reversed emperor, he can speak like that too. So, for example, I live in the country where my empire, yes, what I earn, is not protected at all. I'm moving there, where I'll have at least some protection and things are clear. Transparent laws, they're not just written on paper, they actually work like this too. Maybe, and even if it's hard for me there, I'll be alone there. Let's say my parents stayed in another country, and I left somewhere with a suitcase. That could happen too. Still, here they show a story as if someone escaped from tyranny or from people who don't at all. Well, don't care. Emperors, they don't take responsibility for their words. So, when I ask about others, the reversed emperor card comes up. But when it comes to yourself, it's like you blame yourself for some partner. Look, yes, we held on. And I couldn't hold on. I lost it. And for a long time, well, that was the thought. That thought was there for a long time. Then it was removed. It was just removed. But with other people, things just started happening. The first reversed emperor card came up right away. Well, here you were acting intuitively too. Yes, your strong intuition kicked in. The high priestess in everyday life. Yes, not in magic. If we're not talking about magic, just in everyday life. She knows how to manage her finances. She knows how to create a safety cushion. She knows how to communicate with new people psychologically, learn new languages, and understand others. Some kind of society is a mystery, yes. Well, a new society is always a mystery, yes. That is, when you change, for example, your place of residence, like moving from a village, to a big city, yes, it's a mystery. And you know how to communicate with all of them, with different social groups, with different cultures. You know how to keep your household like a bookkeeper. Everything I have is under control, meaning I have the knowledge of how to manage my finances. That's how the High Priestess plays out. She knows things that others don't know. Well, that's why, there's knowing. Like the witch, she knows things. So, you applied some of these things, and you see, you have strength. You moved up to another level of your development, and things became easier for you, and joy came back into your life again. I can't put it any other way. Well, you started taking care of yourself and studying a lot of things, really studying what you could use in practical everyday life. I mean, things you could actually apply. Moreover, even if you studied esoterics, you applied it right away. For example, psychology. After all, what is self-knowledge if not a science? Esoterics is self-knowledge. We use different tools to understand ourselves, and you immediately applied this psychology to yourself. Yes, and with the people around you, you knew how to talk to different people at different levels. I would put it this way. A high priestess can talk to anyone, whether they have a lower or higher status. Well, we need to communicate with both, with those who are lower and those who are higher, and we need to do it differently with each. Some people help us, like our assistants, or maybe we pass on some knowledge to those with a lower status. For example, our children all have a lower status, and we pass knowledge on to them. We also teach them to help themselves and, how to help themselves in life, in their own lives, and so that they give something back to us for it, at least respect. It's the same in business, at work. There are people who help us. Yes. Well, we hire, for example, an electrician, a plumber, a cleaner. If you have your own business, we hire accountants. If you, have your own business. If you're an entrepreneur. Well, sometimes people order an audit, even if, or they study this topic. Yes. What else?
О,
This is really a serious turning point, and people started. You have gone through a lot here. So, I think you had a really difficult period. Here, relief comes through self-discovery, and even men ask you for advice. Now they just know that you can figure something out. You see, there's a calculator in front of you, and you have a magic wand in your hands, because you achieved certain goals, even though the world was against you. A very responsible person, in general. A responsible person, you don't give up. In general, you're a star here. You've developed your talent, which you had to hide at the beginning of your life because society didn't accept you for something, but you clearly felt the whole material world. Dependencies, the material world, that people depend on something, get addicted to something, that money is very important, that everyone depends on it too. But at the same time, it's like you hid some kind of subtle psychological intuition at the beginning, didn't you? For you, it's less psychological and more esoteric, right? The moon keeps appearing everywhere, like something magical. An empath, an intuitive, a very creative person. And you attracted, you attracted problems to yourself. Basically, then, it seems like at first you got out of those problems by hiding this story, because society started accepting you more easily. But you can't talk about it. Otherwise, people will be afraid of you or think you're some kind of oddball. And then you developed it again. When you felt that it was already causing harm, you developed it again. And now your sun started shining in a new way. You became a bright, interesting personality again. A real star. People recognize you. If I turn it over, maybe they'll block you. But in general, people recognize you.
Ваши.
You honed them. In general, with the star, it means several talents at once, several talents with the star, and you still have a lot of them. First of all, this is a karmic path of destiny. You knew what to do. And you turned on your intuition. You could combine a little bit of superficial knowledge with your intuition and get what you wanted. Well, yes. In some places. There it is. We've connected to the energy flow. To be continued. We were reading from the energy information field. Well, just like Tarolok is sitting right now. Yes, I'm reading from the energy information space. That's how they show you. So, turning points in the past. Now let's look, yes, at what's happening now. What turning points are happening now? And are there any at all? Well, let's take this year, yes. Let's take a bigger period, a longer period. Because after all, turning points of fate are, well, you need to take a year or a year and a half, actually up to the present time. Yes, we took that period. But you know, some people look back. Well, okay, some look back 20 years and some look back 60 years, right? Well, then here is also the main turning point, as shown here. Of course, for someone who's 60 years old, this table isn't enough to look at all those turning points now. But this is clearly not a turning point.
Это просто.
It's just, they're simply saying here, you got what you deserved. So, have you understood what karma really is? Yes, that you always get what you deserve. And that you're on the right path. Right away, I thought you need claws. You can't just be all sunshine, yes. You can't just help others. You also need claws. If you have resources, you value yourself. You started to value yourselves. Yes. Well, here are roses that have grown thorns, it's called. And maybe you have children. Well, children. Maybe a friend nearby, your mom. I don't know. Yes. Now you have such people around you who also had a hard time. Most likely, you helped each other, at least as psychologists, or maybe even financially. Even the 15th Arcana card came up there. So you grew thorns too. You stick together, not necessarily that you're always together, but you keep the story going. Well, basically, for the harmony of this world. Well, look, these are roses, a rose bush. A rose bush attracts everyone, just like your Luna attracts everyone. Yes, maybe the girl is beautiful, gentle. Well, imagine if there were no thorns. Everyone would just eat her, that's what it's called. But here the thorns at least help preserve that resource, and beauty and gentleness. Well, that's the story. Well, and the card says, you got what you deserve, what you are worthy of. But you had to grow thorns, to fight, because you realize that some people just use you, and you even feel ashamed of some decisions you've made. Well, because here you need to trim the ends of your hair. This is what's already dead, what's no longer alive, or what will kill, what will make life, well, kind of ugly. There's beauty in life here, but you also understand that karma exists too. There was a period here when you were losing. I would say you were losing. Well, someone lost a very important person in their life, and you blamed yourself for it, but you realized that you don't have the right to blame yourself for this. You're not God. Yes, everyone has their own path of destiny, but you definitely lost money here as well. Because you didn't protect your own resources, didn't grow them, didn't use them. These claws, thank you for the subtitles. Okay, so karma. This year, I came to understand karma, some kind of realization that maybe I did protect many people. Yes, the 14th arcana. I've found some balance. So it's not enough to just be beautiful. You also need to have claws. Maybe I protected someone harmoniously without losing myself. And maybe someone helped me too, also harmoniously. So that's the story. For now, that's how it is, to understand karma. This year the card says, it's a time for healing, not for war. A turning point. Maybe it's time to put the claws away. Haha, the end. Because, well, claws, fighting, yeah, fighting, scratching. Maybe there was a period when you had to grow a lot of thorns. Like a hedgehog, even. Maybe like a porcupine sometimes, yeah. But here they say, this year. Well, a year and a half. Yeah, we took it. This is not a time for war. This is a time to recover. Or to restore some kind of empire of your own. To recover from destruction. Well, you did get something, you did. And here you rejoice that you have something resourceful, something whole, people, something you deserve. There are people who appreciate you for who you are. So, well, there's some kind of message here. Maybe not to fight. Let's see. For now, that's the message you're getting this year. Maybe you need to take a break from the war, because this says you've learned to recover on your own, without anyone else's help. Thank you. You need to recover, and that's your greatest resource. Or maybe restore. Maybe someone needs to restore their property. I don't know. They say take a break, thanks. Recover? So take a break. Recover gold. You'll get the gold. You don't need someone to heal you. Maybe you went somewhere into the past.
Отко- от-
You step back. You have this feeling. Do you think you need someone to heal you? Well, let's say a man or some partner, someone to help you heal yourself. But the card says, no, you can heal yourself. And also, well, here, yes. The universe will help you. The universe, yes, can give you a person or some knowledge. Just remember that we are only specks of dust in the universe, stardust, and remember, you, a star would come out. That you also help someone, but it's just a speck of dust. Yes, it's not much. And someone will help you too. Yes, but it's just a speck of dust. It's stardust. That's what it is. Here we are in the universe, stardust. So here it is. This huge God, the universe, the absolute, and people are something else. It's just stardust. And you, well, for you, even a single speck of dust, yes, in this infinite universe, is enough for you. But you shouldn't think that some person has to heal you. That's also just a speck, a tiny part. And the most important thing is the vast whole. That's it. The universe. Yes, that's the universe. When you understand this, then another person can only give you a speck, even if their whole universe, even if God brought them to you. Yes, thank you. So yes, maybe some star person, someone who, for example, can help you with your health. Yes, but that's just a speck. The most important thing is you. The main thing here is the gold. It's you. Maybe they're telling you, don't rely on the dust. Look at the bigger picture. A global view of this world. A turning point is a global view of the world. The universe, yes. And at the same time, to understand how small and insignificant we are. Dust is still a material manifestation of the universe. And energy, yes. Energy is eternity, which eternally expands. Eternally, infinitely expands the universe. And all the stars, all material things. And dust, of course. Stardust from them is just dust, a puff, a puff. And at the same time, somehow there's this feeling that here, on Earth, yes, this is an earthly map. You are healing right now. You are healing something. You are healing something. This is such a turning point. And these two cards also say, this is not for war right now. It's for recovery, not for fighting. This is the time. It's more of a turning point in worldview, I think. Either you will be restoring something in your life, and people will too, but it's just dust. The universe will send them, but it's just dust. You are the foundation. You have to heal. Okay, another card. Okay, you'll get strong, you'll get strong. A turning point. Your wish, basically, this is the card. Villians, did you wish for something? This year, if you heal yourself, well, heal something, I don't know. You'll be able to return to your old wish and fulfill it. And people will be given to you, but don't rely on them. That's how it feels for me, my dear girls.
Oh.
I'll take another leash. We're healing something. For some reason, this is it. Don't fight. Also comes up. Don't fight subtitles. We're healing. Past wisdom, we heal alone. Again, don't rely on others. You might become dependent. That means they will be talented, interesting, and so no one should rely on you either. Is that right? It's important not to lose this ability you've developed, to rely on yourself, but at the same time, to see what you were apparently given from birth, the beauty of this world and all its vastness. In general, it's about healing what you lack. Something about war. There's something about war here. It's not about fighting. Well, let's say, don't fight with anyone. With people who have a different goal, let them go their own way. And don't fight, maybe, with those who pressure you or suppress you. Just go toward a different goal. That's not your goal. Editor. Well, sometimes someone doesn't want to go with you. Sometimes it sounds like they don't want to. Sometimes the situation doesn't want to go with you. Something doesn't want to. A different goal, don't fight, restore something. In general, here is another turning point. Once again, leave the love of your heart for the world. Don't fight. Don't force anyone. Don't bend anyone, because then they will bend you. But in this, rely on yourself. Although the universe will bring you very interesting people, thanks to these people, but still, you can't rely on them. Your happiness doesn't depend on them. Editor, proofreader. And if you recover this year, you will be able to return to your old desire, to claim your throne, because your potential will have no limits, just like the universe will be limitless if you recover now. Don't fight for something, well, I don't know. Maybe in business, sometimes we want our business partners to move in the same direction as us. Well, if someone doesn't want to go, that's it. Let them go. Maybe a wheel got stuck somewhere. I don't know. If your child doesn't want to do things your way, I don't know. Let them go their own way. Family, Yes,
Um,
because it could be that there are people who have been through fire, water, and all sorts of trials with you. But they might have a different goal. Maybe they just say, don't fight with them. But if they don't want to, let them go their own way. You need to heal. Your happiness doesn't depend. Don't worry, subtitles. Don't worry, there's no reason to worry. You'll change all of this. The toxicity will change. The universe will go away. Subtitles. Well, maybe it will give you some kind of sword-wielding man, like a surgeon, I don't know, a doctor, some kind of bureaucrat, a husband. Maybe ex-husbands sometimes show up, some intellectual man.
mm,
You will reach your goal. Then, some kind of slowdown is happening. For now, when you realize it, the slowdown will stop. When, well, when you heal yourself without relying on or thinking that someone depends on someone else. Subtitles. Your happiness this year, subtitles, is from someone or from some situation. How will things get moving? Oh, how will things get moving with a partner who understands you? Well, the universe will give you such a person where you can relax, and the emperor appears upright. Well, where you can relax and plan your future clearly according to the plan. Then things will start moving. Or something like that. This is really a man, some kind of partner who has power, who can predict, build strategic plans. He knows strategy. Girls, well, someone will get married. And for someone else, things will get sorted out here and clearly normalize. In real estate, because after all, this is what we own, this is our empire. It's just that for some, it's thanks to a man. You see, but it won't work out if you don't change yourself. Even if it's thanks to a man, something will change. If you fight with a man, you owe me, just take this story here. It's a war. You owe me, then men will also fight against you. I mean, they will also say, you owe me, you owe me. Although they will always be attracted to your beauty, to your angelic qualities. Well, you're kind of an angel, just with claws, because you realize that on Earth, damn it, there are no angels without claws. Here they say, either this war needs to end, or the empire will keep being destroyed. It will keep falling apart. You see, it's possible to really understand the strategic plans here on Earth. Well, that's if it's with a man. If it's some partners will let you rest. If you don't direct your energy toward conflict, but instead toward restoring some kind of resource, well, then here, really yes. Rest for recovery. Then the renewal of strategic plans follows. But you want to, well, if we're not talking about men, you want to keep fighting. It's already uncomfortable, already bad. You feel like you need to finish something off, like you have to finish it. Something tells you, well, you'll wear yourself out if you keep going. You need to recover. I don't even know. To revive, to put an end to the battle, to be reborn, and then to revive, and then you will get your throne. Well, the thing is to understand that all of this is just little things, stardust of the universe. And you will always be enough to fulfill your wishes. Just don't kill yourself with this battle. That's what I would say, whether it's with men or with some partners in contracts or something else. It's that kind of year. It's like a year for recovery. Thank you. For what this year is giving you. It's like From the middle of the year, you realize that all of this is just dust. And then, yes, you can get what you wish for. Expanding your worldview, expanding your opportunities. Here I see gaining some kind of resource. Here is a resource. The Hierophant falls on the throne. So, this is some kind of habit. Something is already becoming habitual. We get some kind of key to paradise, but by doing something over a long period, doing it, well, on a long-term basis, then by doing it, we get some kind of shared resource, a resource of joint interaction. Not forgetting that I am independent. I don't depend on whether I will have assistance, or if I pay them, or if I have some helpers who will help me work through things. That state where I feel like a victim, that's how it is. Maybe at the end of the year, your wish will come true, and it will change, because you can only imagine on the surface how it will come true. That's how it is. Well, in general, keep doing what you love without forcing others or yourself to do anything. Yes, exactly. No war, no pressure, and no insisting it has to be this way. What awaits you in the future? What turning points of fate should you expect? Will they happen here? Because it also comes as a warning. This is about engaging with the universe, and recognizing it will provide everything if you don't resist, whether through people or opportunities. Here's a wish fulfilled. What will happen next? And will there be any turning points? Thank you. You will start some kind of revolution, a protest. There will be some kind of protest from you. It's called a protest against calm. There will also be a group of women or people here who understand you, with whom you feel harmonious and calm, but you will protest against this calmness. There will be. There's also a turning point here. As if you will be expecting. By the way, someone will be against this, against your desire. I'm telling you right away, we're going to reveal it now. There will be another turning point. You will be bored, and you will want to revive something old. An old dream, well, or to become a teacher, to write a book, an old dream, to travel somewhere far away and according to the stars. By the stars, it means far away. Or to become a star, well, as I said, maybe a teacher, maybe to fulfill some dream. There will be people, really, who protest, who won't want, maybe, the old dream, I don't know, to go somewhere, I know. Take yourself out on a date, to get to know something, or to meet someone. Well, someone might decide to get married, and even move far away, really far away, following their star. Maybe go somewhere far away with your husband, or get to know something new. This is your old dream. Maybe you're putting it off right now, and that could also be a turning point. Well, here people will argue with you. Someone won't want to. Someone won't want to. Because the card says that over time, you will surround yourself with some kind of peace. How could I not? I will surround myself with everything I like, with people I like, and with safety. Well, at the same time, it might seem to you that it's a bit too much, like there's just too much calmness coming, and you'll start a revolution. That will be your protest. And someone will protest against you too. Someone here will protest against you. Well, people who probably love you will say, "Why do you need this?" Well, women might protest. Psychologists might say you've gone crazy. Alcoholics might protest, well, no. Here you surround yourself with the love of those who nourish and support you. They will honestly speak in fear, asking, "Why do you need this?" Children, girls, people who are attached to you, they will have a lot of intuition, illusions, and sincere confessions. You are afraid that you will do something wrong, that you will be reborn. Where are you going? Well, for example, a mother at an older age was deprived of the chance to get married and go abroad, or to go somewhere far away with her husband to some country. There's also something kind of Chinese here. To live in Thailand, for example. To live in Thailand. To live in Turkey. I don't know. To go somewhere like Tibet. Maybe everyone has different dreams. Who here would protest? Well, who would feel like a victim, would be scared. To learn something new, to try, to make an effort. They will. You don't need to be awakened. What about you? What if it's scary, scary? What if you end up being a victim there? What if you break your leg and there's no, I don't know, something like, you should, I don't know, maybe the insurance won't cover it? What if you feel like a victim there, or will miss you so much and worry a lot without you? And they won't want to learn something new. And it's like, you'll start to feel this rejection. Yes. So that they could have some new experience, some kind of new experience. Well, actually, I know the opposite. Well, for example, you're a mom and you left your daughter. Yes, your daughter is like, "Mom, don't go." But you left anyway, and she'll have to live on her own so she can learn to live differently. For example, you see how it could be. It's always given for others, so they can learn and see everything from a different perspective. Whoever feels like a victim without you is clearly learning something. You don't really want it, but something new is coming your way. Something new, but also old. That's how I'll put it. Old, but new from some old series. Uh-huh. Well, you'll be thinking about it. There will also be some indecisiveness, whether to go or not to go, because people will be scaring you, and you'll be a little scared yourself. Do I need this or not? Confusion, hesitation, indecisiveness. It's all here. Do I need this or not? Do I need it or not? What if it works out? I'll invest in it, buy tickets, invest. But what if I don't have enough patience to do something there? That's what will be happening here. Yes, you'll spend a long time sitting and thinking, and then you'll decide to use your talent and collaborate with someone, with a person you like. This card, the Three of Pentacles, says you will collaborate with someone, with a person you like. At first, at a distance, and then together. There will be some multitasking, a lot of new tasks, completely new ones, and your faith that you will succeed will awaken. So it worked out, and the same goes for children. If, for example, children start to resist here, then both your faith in your children and their faith in themselves will begin. That some old dream of yours will be born, and you will run after it. You will chase your dream. Well, apply it with inspiration, with faith. Because, by the way, this is your karmic dream. Oh, Lord, it will come true. And according to the stars, maybe you will become a star again. Well, maybe you really will become a star. Start a blog, write a book, use your talent. Open a school for children who also dream of learning what you already know how to do. Maybe you'll share it with Sashman. Open something? Yes. Something star-related? Maybe you'll shoot some videos. Maybe it's a long trip under the star. Or maybe it's just some kind of dream. We're going there, and that's it. Wow. And here too. Wisdom, patience. You'll apply your intuition there, and I'll succeed. And that's it. The High Priestess. Basically, you'll be acting purely on intuition. A lot of things will be speaking against it, and people will be against it too. And in your head, you'll keep thinking, what if I can't handle it? What if something goes wrong? What if... But you'll still go for it anyway. Basically, you'll start some kind of story after you've spent some time stuck in a rut. Basically, the rut is comfortable, and the people around you are nice, but you'll get tired of it. Well, here comes love. Loving, giving, deeply sensitive, taking you somewhere. I want to fulfill my dream. 7 of water. Here are the rose-colored glasses. You'll analyze everything again. You'll put things off several times. Talk to everyone. Well, here it is. You'll be transforming something again. But this isn't a strong stress. It's more like, I want to, but I can't. It's called intuition, emotion. Maybe someone will really find some kind of love. This is the situation for you, my dears. These are such turning points. And most importantly, it's not even the turning points that were shown to you, but the opportunities. It's like you sense it with your intuition, the small, small chances. It's exactly these small chances that give you many more fateful moments. But the really loud, dramatic turning points, like the tower, yes, those bring you more stressful moments, of course. But those little chances, you have a feeling for them. There are some tiny opportunities. They change your fate in a more positive way. You see, that's how it goes. Thank you for being with us today. Please like and leave comments. It's easy for you. As the creator of this channel, I would naturally appreciate any feedback from you in the form of likes, comments, donations, or sponsorship support for this channel. All the links for that are in the description box below or in the first pinned comment. If you'd like to thank me, until we meet again, I'm not saying goodbye. We'll definitely see each other.